What's going on, guys? Um, Today, day after the 4th, pretty tired. Glad my car is okay. The check engine light came on today, so let's see what that's for eventually. But just start off the day, I took the intake manifold off this Z motor. I forgot what they're like actually called. It's like a VQ or something like that. But took the intake manifold off of that. Now I'm going to pull out our new import and bring in the gray Z that's over there. The shift bushings in it are bad, so I got to replace all the shift bushings in it. But Shaw will be back with those soon, so I'm just going to start the teardown on it and get that ready so that when he brings the bushings back, I can just put them in and finish up with that. So, and then the scooter, the seat, I was talking about the seat the other day. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the cover and the leather right there, and I want the seat to feel more like a bucket instead of feeling like you're sitting on top of something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the heat gun later, and I'm going to heat up the plastic and then try to push it in while I'm heating it up so that it makes more of a concave bucket instead of like a rounded bucket. So, or a rounded dome. So I'm going to do that later. But before I can do anything with the scooter, I had to get through the day of work. So let's keep working on these cars, making money so that I can put money into my own cars. So guys, we're in my friend Tyler's car. He purchased this from us. It's the dark gray 300ZX. He wanted one. He's wanted a turbo model forever. So we helped him out. This is also a manual one, so he doesn't really have to do anything. If he won't, he's gonna put the coils in wheels that he has on his 300 already, which I'm sorry to hear, dude, that your brother hit your car and now the back's all messed up, but you got your import coming, so you can have fun with this one. But before we even send it to you, the shift bushing was bad in it. This is not what it's supposed to look like when the shift bushing actually gets here. I will show you guys exactly what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to have a piece of rubber, and then this sleeve is supposed to go through the center of the rubber, but it looks like they just wrapped it with electrical tape and put it into here just so that it wouldn't be super sloppy. But the shift bushing goes through here, and then the sleeve goes into it, and then you bolt it all back up. But we're gonna fix your shift bushing for you, dude, and it should be all set. So how to take it off? You gotta take off the whole center console. It's just a couple screws. One there, one here, and then one there. Then the vent part pops off, and then there's two more right here, and then the whole center part pulls off. A couple connectors, and then comes the fun part. It's 4 bolts that holds this metal plate right here into the car, and then there's one nut right there that holds the shift bushing, the whole shifter up high instead of it just flopping down like this. Then after that, it's just getting your hands in there and undoing the other two 12s that are the other 12 that's underneath in there for the shift bushing, and then two 12s that hold the shifter linkage on. So it's not that hard. It took me all of maybe 15 minutes, and it's going to have a new shift bushing. I think the hardest part is going to be getting it all back in, since it's going to be new things instead of having to put the old stuff back in. But that's what happens, and we'll get this done for you real quick. Okay guys, so I got the shift bushings. They're right here. I thought these were rubber, but I guess they're plastic. They're like plastic rubber. They're pretty stiff, but that's what makes it stiff. So I believe I'm going to cut this electrical tape off and then get to putting them in. I'm going to put the shift bushings, everything onto here, and then put it into the car and just work from there. So let me start doing this. They're half back in. I put the 2 bolts on, one right there, one underneath, and I put the bushings in. You really can't see it. You can kind of see it right there, the brown like O-ring type thing right underneath the shift linkage right there. That is the new bushing. Right there. That's the new bushing in it. Now we got to hook it back up to the linkage down there. That's this piece right here. And then it's just putting it back in and making sure it works right. So let's finish this up, and then I have to do it on this Silver Z behind me too. Okay, guys, Tyler's car is all back together. The shifter is nice and tight now. Goes into gears.
There you go. The one flaw has been fixed.
So that's perfect. I'd still get rid of this big heavy shift knob, but that's just me.
You don't like it?
Thing's 2 pounds.
I love it. My favorite thing about the car was the shift knob and the steering wheel. The steering wheel is so cool.
Steering wheel's cool, shift knobs, yeah.
I couldn't find an exact price on this, but everything that I found on the internet led me to believe this is fucking rare and really expensive.
Well, yeah, rare, really expensive steering wheel then.
Yeah. I like it.
So, what they originally feel like is like this one. Get out of the way, Bert.
Well, I think you're in the way.
That one originally felt like this. Just flops all around. Does nothing. It still goes into gear and everything, but it's just flopping. But
Pretty fart smeller.
now on to this one. So guys, the last thing that I did for the day was I took Rudnick's exhaust off of Mike's car and I put his exhaust on because we got this today. He's got the Tomei titanium exhaust. Looks really nice. It like really goes with the front half of the exhaust, so that's good. All we gotta do now is just weld in the bung for the wideband, and we're set. When you put on a titanium exhaust though, always make sure to either have clean hands or to wipe down the exhaust after, because if you leave fingerprints on it, like oily fingerprints, it'll just come up on the exhaust and it'll just never come off. So I wiped it all down after I put it on, and let's go ahead and fire her up and see how she sounds now. So guys, here we go. That sounds so good. It's not even that loud. I mean, it's loud, but it's not like super loud when you like, let's hear it rev. Not bad. I like it. And that's without the muffler piece in there, the resonator car. So I think it's a go for yes. Now, I took the foam and the cover, the leather cover off. So now it's just a bare seat. And now I'm going to start heating this up and like pushing it in to see what I can make out of it. And I think I'm going to cut along here too, just to get rid of some of this like extra plastic that sits on there. So let's go ahead and start with this. So guys, what I did the other day was I did cut up the seat. I ended up cutting all of the excess plastic around it off. And I got the cushion right here. It still does look pretty nice on there, but I don't know what else I'm gonna do. Then I put these sweet LEDs in there. They are on a switch. The switch is right there. So you flick the switch and they turn on and they're blue and they're gonna light up the engine bay when I'm riding at night. And then finally, if you guys were watching Jack's live stream last night, we slammed the rear. The rear is probably about, I don't know, a quarter of an inch above the tire, but still for me it's not low enough because I wanted the tire to sit like on the plastic basically, and it's not. This is like basically mounted right here, but it's still pretty sick. I like it. I still might do that other seat idea where I'm gonna like cut the bucket and make a seat out of the bucket. I don't know how I'm gonna do that yet, but if I can keep it so that it has like a little latch and then it's gonna like mount into the bucket, I might do that so that I have at least a little storage compartment so I can put like my water and like maybe a soda or something underneath there, or beer, or Bud Lights. But we're definitely gonna start working on this thing again. And that's about it for this video though, because it's like a couple days later. So if you guys like this video, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.